Hey, what's up, Flooring family? What's what's up, Flooring family? Welcome to the huddle. We're here every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central. Sorry, I'm in Vegas, so I got my time all mixed up. 3 p.m. Central to discuss maintaining forward progress in your flooring career. So, real quick, we're going to be changing the intro. We're just going to say, "All right, crew, huddle up." So that's going to be our new intro. We're shortening it up. So today we're here live from TISE here in Las Vegas. Give a second for everybody to start join us here on social and watch our live stream. But real quick, I've got some guests with me. You guys know Roland. He's been with us before. I'm going to actually pass it down. You know, Daniel, Roland, just give us a brief intro on yourself, sir.
I've been in the business since 1972, so they tell me I'm the old guy.
145 years old.
Oh, am I supposed to push something?
Right in there.
No, you have to talk. That's
Oh,
the microphone.
okay. I was gonna. Party. No. Anyway, what can you say? You know, I'm old, but anyway, I've been in since 1972. I believe in training. I believe in education of the installers. Doesn't matter. You know, we're in it together, and we're gonna see what we can do with this program. Here, my man.
All right, we got Mario with us too. Mario is going to give us a quick intro, better known as the Floor God. Give us a quick intro, Mario.
Yeah, you guys all know me as Mario, Floor God. You know, the introvert of the group.
Yeah.
Been in the trade probably since 1978 full time. Finally got CFI certified, so I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, guys. Today we got a good quick show for you. This week we're going to be shooting 2 overtimes to the huddle. So we'll be live tomorrow. Be cognizant that also we're going to go live just off and on throughout the show. So if you can't join us here at TISE, we are going to try to bring TISE to you. So Daniel's going to be walking around with the 360 camera off and on throughout the show and hopefully kind of bring that into your living room for you. Today I wanted to start off with Roland. One of the things that is new, well, let me not say new. It's a long-term tradition at CFI, but they are trying to revitalize and they want to rejuvenate the local chapters. Roland's kind of heading that up for CFI, and I wanted to bring him on and just try to understand a little bit about where it all started. What is CFI chapters? Why were they ever created in the first place? And kind of what's your vision? What's CFI's vision for bringing them back to life?
Thank you, Paul. You know, CFI when I first started, well, I'm sort of going to cover a few topics. I'm going to cover, you know, what chapters are, what they started for, what they do for your local area, and how you can be involved.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to sort of hit those topics. You know, when CFI started years ago, you know, the internet wasn't around, and so for it to be known, it became up to the people. So they would come into an area.
You didn't have chat rooms.
Correct. we didn't have you guys.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, it was dependent on the trainers that went out. Once they, you know, did the certifications, then they would help form a local chapter. Then they moved on. Well, then the local chapter's job was to then reach out to the community of installers in the area and let it be known.
Was the purpose of that to get more of the local installers certified CFI while in tandem creating a community?
Well, basically, that's what it did. And truthfully, if it wasn't for that back then, I don't know when I would have got CFI certified. Because CFI started the chapter in
I'm gonna
my
have you
area.
speak up just
All
a
right.
bit. You don't
See-
have to hold that
okay,
super
just
close.
talk
speak up.
louder.
Yeah, it's
All right.
so loud in here.
See-
All right.
Either one, too. Okay, hey. So CFI, when they came into our area, you know, I didn't go out there. I'd been doing it almost 30 years. I'm like, why do I need to be certified? You know, it wasn't something that I even thought about. Well, they formed a local chapter, the Maryland chapter at that time. Now it's the Marva, but at that time it was the Maryland chapter. And I started having the chapter president at that time was Pat Fell. He knew who I was. Some of the retailers, Junior Harris, and that knew who I was. And they started saying, "Roland, you need to get involved. You need to get involved. You need to get involved." So finally, I said, "Well, They said, "Well, I'm like, why?" But then they presented it to me. So it was the local chapter. It wasn't main headquarters that presented it to me. It was the local installers, the local people that ran the chapter that finally got it to where I understood, oh, okay, this is a good organization.
I can't tell you how important that is. I mean, the fact is that the number one reason we did surveys on this, the number one reason that we that we get told when we ask the question from the installation community, why are you not certified? The number one answer is, I don't know how to, which the local chapters would solve. The number two answer is they don't see the value. Like, why? I'm already a good installer. I already stay busy. I already get work. They don't understand the damage that does to the industry, in my opinion, and the good that they can do if you are a good installer in getting certified and learning how. And plus, at the end of the day, every guy that we have sent to certifications, no matter how good they were, they came back and they were like, dude, I should have went a long time ago.
Right.
I didn't know what I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that sounds like the good thing of this local chapters, or the approach.
Right. Well, the saying that CFI had for years, and it's still there, but it was, if it's to be, it's up to me. And that's what the chapters is. If it's to be, it's up to me. All right. So they come into, we come into you come into your area, you start a chapter. A few things it does for you. It gives you you have a network. Getting certified, you have a broad network all over that you can reach out to. But it's always good to have a local network that you can reach out to. If I open my mouth and say, hey, we're going to do this Building for America's Bravest House. One phone call to my chapter members, and we'll have 20 guys come and knock out this house for a Building for America's Bravest Tunnelless Towers Foundation. We've done 7 of them. And it was all done by the local chapters, installers. So it's a networking locally that, we've had installers that got into a bind. They had a deadline and they couldn't make it. They made a phone call, and I guess what? A whole bunch of us jumped in our trucks and headed out there. And you don't all have to be like us. We said, hey, we just wanted to get done. We didn't ask for money. We were a team. We were a band of brothers and sisters. Nowadays we got sisters, but brothers and sisters that came in to that rescue of that installer that got in a bind. And so it's a local networking that you have, and you can reach out. Then you can reach out, and the dealers in the area start understanding what CFI stands for. It helps bring that. The local distributors all of a sudden are seeing what CFI stands for. And so that has to be done locally. Headquarters can only do so much, and they can only reach so much. When they see it being preached in the local area, it means more. And then when that happens, installers that, like you said, well, why do I need it? Like I said, I had a good reputation. I was probably the biggest, doing the work in the area.
Yeah, you were the guy I was talking about.
And so, it's like, why did I need it? It really was a stamp on my career. And then
everybody likes to belong.
Right. And then it started elevating my career, because then I got known more. Got known more by this, known more by that. So it enhances everything else. So a local chapter is something that you get involved, and that's why we're going to go back to the where we're to stay on topic. So that's what CFI chapters were about. All right, it sort of started fading because of the internet, and because it takes a while and to keep a strong chapter going. It takes some dedication, and so we just saw that it was starting to fall out of its way. But we see the value of having this.
So what is the? I don't want to cut
go
you
ahead.
off, but I just
No.
want to ask, what's the vision for the rejuvenation of the chapters? I think you've made a good case as why the chapter should exist and how they got started. But tell me what is the vision for the rejuvenation and like mechanically, what should people do in their areas?
Well, part of it was to start a chapter, and their hearts are in a good place. They wrote a chapter guide, and it was that thick. And you read through it, and you're like, oh, I can't do this. I mean, this is, it could take me forever. So we realized that we needed to simplify it, and we made it too difficult to have a chapter. So it was just falling to the side. So now we have a quick guide. It's on our site, and they can contact me. My info's on there.
What is the website?
CFIinstallers.org. Yeah, www.cfiinstallers.org. And you can get that. So, but we just came out with it. It's now on the site. We had put it out in print to the news media. But it's a quick start on how to start a chapter, what a chapter is for, given ideas of what to do to run a chapter, and then we're going to walk you through it. So if they call and contact me, or they contact headquarters to talk to any of the other board members, they'll be able to sit there and say, okay, this is what you need to do. And it's really, it's the opportunity to be able to take and have the huddle and go Carrera and that involved locally instead of just naturally.
Yeah.
All right. Because, like you guys are reaching out to the local installers to be able to sign up and have their hammer ratings to help them. This is a tool that can help you reach those local installers to understand what the value of the hammer rating and being involved in you guys. It also is a tool, the local guys. I mean, you can go on and watch things, on the net and YouTube and all this kind of stuff. But it's when that local guy comes up to you and go, hey, this is great. And that installer that's telling you this is like you and is out there every day hustling. So they understand that that's why, I still get out and I did 100 and some yards with tear up and glue down, tear up and tack strip and on a concrete basement and worked till 10 o'clock the other night, because I'm going to be in there with the installers, and that's so they understand that and see that. So this local chapter, our goal is for the local chapter is to get it back up and running, get it to where it's easy to get back involved. It's an easy transformation of having it and understanding it, and then reaching from headquarters can only do so much. They're down in Dalton, Georgia, and we have people in Texas and all that are they can only do so much. You need that local presence, and that's why if you look at, we'll use the Elks, right? The Elks has their main headquarters, but they also have them in all small towns. The VFW, small towns, they got VFWs. They got a headquarters, but why? Because they want to reach the local people, and reaching local people is having local people there touting what it's about.
Amen.
So, I have a question.
You got to pass.
Sorry, everyone. We're kind of limited right now on microphones. We hit a little malfunction earlier. So, what type of committee does it take to run a successful chapter? Like, what are you looking for from the flooring industry, from installers, from certifiers, from trainers? What will constitute a successful chapter or the start of a successful chapter?
The commitment is not that bad. I mean, it can be what you make it. But basically, we want to see have a meeting, once every 3 months, you know, and put on, and it can be anything. It can be have Shernox in. It can have a glue manufacturer in. You can have somebody come in and just talk about, you could do a heat welding class, that you put out there and it brings them in. So it's basically keeping the installers engaged to education. Correct. This is all education. All right. It's not telling guys or women how to install it. It's bringing in and keeping them. And now there's things that you're going to demo that to install, but so you can have a seaming day of nothing but seaming pattern goods. Stuff that's out there that you see done, but you're doing it in the local, inviting the local, and they don't have to be CFI certified to come. It's open to anybody. It's open to salespeople. All my meetings that I put on are open to salespeople. It's open to dealers. It's open to the installers that are out there that just want to learn. So, and that helps build your chapter because now they're starting to realize. So you don't have a closed door. This is not a CFI chapter that's only CFI people that belongs to the chapter. It's CFI chapter putting on education to everybody in their community and everybody in their reach.
Well, education is obviously, I mean, every single week, folks, we talk about getting educated. If you want to take it to the next level and get certified, hey, we're big proponents of that. The floor god here just, mentioned that it took him a while to get certified himself. We're all resistant to it a bit because we got egos. We think we're awesome, and we are awesome, but does everybody else know that? That brings up the reason Go Carrera is around is to help you with your digital presence and your profile is you online. We can't get away from it. I wish, a lot of us will say, I wish we could go back to the good old days. But look, we can wish all we want. We ain't going back there.
Nope.
And that's why CFI is rejuvenating the local chapters in a different, a different approach, a simplified format. And so I encourage you to go to cfiinstallers.org and check it out. Get a hold of corporate, I would assume, through there, and
my number's on it also.
get a hold of Roland and figure out how to get involved, launch your local CFI chapter. He can at least get you in touch with the right people and how to do that. I think it's a great thing when you can have a national brand in CFI with local chapters. The bottom line is, just like you said, it needs that local presence.
And I see a comment on here that it says that it's a cash grab, right? And I don't necessarily think that's right. You're looking at a chapter, and we've talked about this before. You don't have to be CFI certified in order to join the chapter. It's just like-minded people getting together and doing it like that, right?
I didn't see that. Now answer that. If it was a cash grab, I'd be happy. No, I don't want to say that. Anyway, the trainings we put on are free. We'll bring in the Shernox. We'll bring in the Mapays. We'll bring in, we took mill trips to Mannington, to Armstrong, to, our local chapter did. And none of this costs the installer a cent. So we're not saying that this is going to cost them. We're saying this is something we're putting on because of our time, because we believe in this industry and we believe in education. So, chapters don't charge. So so
Let
it's
me
not a cash
clarify-
grab.
Let me clarify something. Listen, there's difference between a cash grab and charging for a service, and or having a training that costs money. Look, you got to invest in yourself. If you think it's a cash grab to have to pay to invest in yourself, you're looking at this the wrong way. We're not running in Dillard's and grabbing a bunch of suit coats and running out the door. That's a grab. That's a snatch and grab. That's a cash grab. This is about improving your your skills and capabilities and displaying them to the world. And regardless of which industry you're in, education and experience are the only two ways you get good at anything. And so if you want to live on experience alone, good. And I hope I wish you the best, but you're probably going down the road of or have already went down the road of making a lot of mistakes to get before you get to the point where you're any good. I think it's I don't want to get too far into it, but comments like those kind of get me fired up. I think it's a little bit of a disservice to the people who have invested their time, effort, and immense resources to give opportunities to installers to improve themselves.
I agree, right? Because I was once, and I mean, I'm going to have Mario say something after this, because you said that you were in the industry for a really long time until you got certified, and so were we. And that was the thing, right? We weren't looking at the benefits that it was. It was like, what can this certification do for me, when in reality it wasn't until we started getting into it when it's like, what can I do to help the industry in general, right? It's not always take, right? It's what can I give as well to the industry and help the industry out as a whole. It should never be, what are you going to do for me? It's what can I do for everyone else at the same time. And I'm going to Jose wants to talk, and I was going to have Mario give his input on how he feels the getting certified has helped him since he's gotten certified.
All right, so here it is. I'm just going to add on to what Paul said too, because he's right. It does kind of get you fired up. Look, installers, the industry doesn't owe you anything. They don't owe you nothing. But if you've been making money for years and you have knowledge to share, or if you've been making money for years off of projects that are failing, or you've been making money for years and feeding your family, putting a roof over your head, and you still don't know 100% of what you're doing or the process, that's where you go in, and that's where all of this comes into play, right? It helps by presenting to you an opportunity of educating yourself, so that way you're more knowledgeable to minimize the chances of failure, to minimize the chance of getting your name out there under a derogatory mark because something didn't go right. That's all it's doing. Industry doesn't owe you anything. But if you have something to show what the industry has provided for you, then I feel like I owe the industry something. And that's why I'm here with you guys today. So it's just, I was in the same boat. I didn't see the use for it until I went. Once I went and attended, it's just like, I can't believe I was so pompous in my head to not see the benefit of not even just the certification, just the training and the information that was provided to me, whether I paid for it or not. It's just worth its weight in gold.
All right. Well, as you guys know, I recently got certified, but if it wasn't for social media, I wouldn't have known about surfaces or CFI. It took me 3 years of begging for them to finally come out to the West Coast, California, so that I could be certified. I did it for me and for nobody else. But I have a lot of knowledge. Now I want to bring CFI to the West Coast, make it stronger than it is, because it's weak right now. So that's my goal of getting into this. And hopefully my knowledge, I can help somebody. So,
well, if anybody's seen your work, they know the quality just from that. And the certifications or even trainings, look, the whole purpose is to just gain that nugget, you know what I mean? And I think that the local chapters is about not only gaining knowledge and new skill sets, but it's also about like getting involved in your community. That's a way that you can be in your trade and still get involved in the community. You talked about one of the things you guys do for your local community, charity work, and how the local chapter came together to do that. Look, if you just don't, I don't want people to think so selfishly. Like uh, we owe our not just our industry, but like if you are just looking at in any field what you can get out of it, and you have zero concern about what you're giving back, you know, then I think you're looking at it wrong. So I love community. I love the networking. I do this podcast with you guys because I love hanging out and chatting. The industry's done very well for me. I try to find creative and innovative ways to improve the industry and to help us move into the 21st century. And, you know, so at the end of the day, kudos to CFI for the rejuvenation of community, the rejuvenation of local chapters. And I appreciate you being on today, Roland. I know you got to go to a speech here, so
Yeah, I'm gonna be heading out. But anyway, what I want to say to all the installers, all the people watching this, is that CFI was started by installers, run by installers, installers that gave years and years of their time and effort into the industry because they loved the industry and they wanted to see the installation realms, move forward and build up. And we still have that stand today. We still want to see the installer be raised up to the highest level as possible. In doing so, we feel that getting back to the local chapters, getting them going again, getting the installers locally and everything to understand, what we're all about, that's our goal. And like I said, reach out to me anytime. My name's pretty much and phone numbers plastered about anywhere they could find me.
yeah, you're pretty local. Pretty
very
popular.
well. I don't know about popular, very vocal. I'm not afraid to say anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's what it's about. Like I said, it's CFI is for installers, by installers, and yes, do we for the people who think money grab, yes, do we need to have some finances to run an organization? But so do you for your
I
work.
don't want to spend too much effort on that comment.
And so, but anyway, thank you for watching. I'm going to be popping out of here.
All right, thanks for joining us, Roland. And
Yeah, appreciate it, Roland.
No problem.
Roland's got to go to one of his Pulse seminars right now, so we appreciate you coming on here. And we talked about that comment. It was I'm not discounting it at all, right? Because that's how some people think. So if that's how you think, that's how you're going to think. It isn't until you actually start getting into the organizations that you actually change your mind, right? And get involved. And it doesn't have to be with CFI. It doesn't have to be with these organizations. It just has to be in your community. Get involved. We're not asking you to give money out to all these, nonprofits. It's get involved locally. Go to your local Habitat for Humanity or something and ask them what you can do. Get with your other installers and get with the distributors that are in your local, area and say, hey, I have this idea. Will you guys sponsor some meals? Will you guys sponsor some drinks? And it's not a cash grab, guys. It's just getting together with your local like-minded people and seeing what you can put together and building the community that way. I mean, I wish I could show you guys here. You guys are looking this way to this backdrop, right? But we're looking at the installation competition, and the amount of people, the community that is putting this together is amazing. I mean, I'm looking at, we got Jerry Miller, we got Ray Knapp, we got Steve Abernathy, we got Rod over here. It's a community, and without people, running these things just don't happen. So get involved, guys. It doesn't have to be with one organization or the other. Just get involved, period.
Yeah. Speaking of innovation and, getting involved, a lot of this is just realizing that no matter how you feel about where you're at in your your career. You can always do something more to not only help other people, but bring up my employees, bring up some of these young guys, teach them, get them involved. You're getting involved as a leader will help them. So these local chapters, I think, could be really good breeding ground for new young installers coming into the industry to be to have a that feeling of owning, like that community feeling, like being a brotherhood. That's what Roland called it. So um, anyway, so Roland had to bounce out from us. I do want to give a quick shout out today. If you're a flooring company, Flooring OS is launching today. This is the newest. It is a brand new flooring operating system, accounting, the whole works. It's very innovative. Look, Go Career is all about innovation and staying on the front lines. All too often, these operating systems are built in the 1960s and been built upon. This is brand new, folks. It's using the most modern software with the most modern development. We're going to do a little. We're going to have the owner on tomorrow, Thursday at our podcast booth in one of the overtimes to give you more information. But I encourage you to look up and look into Flooring OS as an operating system that you might want to use for your flooring company. We're certainly looking into it at Stewart & Associates. With that, I wanted to start to wrap this thing up. I really wanted to say thank you, Mario, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Give us your best, like your favorite, like, quote, or
I already know what it's gonna be.
give us your favorite quote, whether it's flooring or not.
My favorite quote. We rise by lifting others. And it has nothing to do with flooring. It's just life in general. You don't know what the person next to you is going through. They might be having a bad day. A hi, a hello. It's not giving them money. It's just being there to listen, be a shoulder to cry on. What I wanted to bring up is when I first came to compete, didn't know nobody, my first time coming to services, and these gentlemen took me in like family, even though I was competing against their sister. And, the flooring community is really a family. I'm proud to be a part of it.
Awesome. Is there anything to add to
The only thing I want to add is, the thing that I grew up saying, which is very similar to what CFI's little thing is don't talk about it, be about it, right? Put your money where your mouth is, that type of stuff. Sometimes don't talk about it, be about it. You don't always have to put forth any of your personal finances or finances, period. But at some point, it does cost somebody some funds. So if you don't like what's going on and you don't like how slow paced the change is, help be a part of it. Don't talk about it, be about it.
Don't be the problem, be the solution.
Don't be the problem, be the solution. That's awesome. I do, before we jump off, we see the backpacks behind us. I do want to thank the sponsors that got us going at the show on the backpacks. We got QEP, Roberts, Ardex, Henry, and Divergent Adhesives. They also did the summit, right? The summit's coming up next month. Make sure you register. We'd love to see you out there. Go Carrera was talking about exhibiting. We want to get out there and network even more. And then Floor Tool Store, we appreciate you guys. Thanks for sponsoring the backpacks. We really, really appreciate it. And then my little nugget is going to be a quote from The Office from Kevin. It's I love it. It's many small time make big time. So you don't have to make huge leaps. It's the little things all add up to something big. And I think that's what we're doing here, especially on this podcast. We started small. We've been progressing, and we love everyone that's been commenting. Keep it up. Follow all of our socials. Subscribe on YouTube, subscribe to, your podcast platform, Apple, Spotify, wherever, search for us, you can find us. Definitely let us know what we can do better. We thrive on that. So we appreciate you guys, and I hope if you are going to be at this show, come and see us. We have stickers for you.
Yeah.
I know the floor people love swag, so come and grab some stickers from us.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for joining us. Remember, we are going to be live off and on. Daniel will be.
I'll post some stuff to the social medias. I'll create some events.
Yeah, so if you can't be here with us, we're going to try, like I said earlier, bring it to your house. And then we're shooting tomorrow and Thursday. Thursday we'll be in the actual podcast booth. And if you're at the show, come see us. We might be able to get you on the podcast on Thursday. And we are going to have Flooring OS on there as well. So I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Thanks for all the comments, good or bad. I love to hear from the community. We all do. We want to hear from you guys. So like Daniel just said, please consider giving us a like and subscribe. Thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you think. But hey, thanks for joining us. Love you guys. We're out.